This is the Nebra sky disk found in 1999 in the heartland of present-day Germany. A unique Bronze Age artifact depicting the Sun, the Moon, the Pleiades, and a shape that may signify a solar barge. To create it, precious metals as far as Cornwall were obtained, and astronomical knowledge from as far as the current Middle East. The highest skilled metal workers will have been employed to craft it. But it has no apparent utilitarian purpose. It is not a religious vessel, it is not a shield, it is not a practical calendar. This is not an artifact that you expect to originate from a society of independent small settlements. This is the type of artifact produced by a strong, culturally and economically connected society with a dominant and organized structure of power. This disk is a symbol. It is a text radiating the power and control wielded by those that owned the disk. This is how symbols and signs and letters arise, to organize and to control, to organize IDs, tallies, agreements, taxes, and power. Through the ages, all control has been expressed importantly by texts, decrees, proclamations, ordinances, laws, manifests, and signs carry the text that control us. And that is why literacy is important. It is not just because we need to be able to enjoy great literary art. Literacy is empowerment. It is an essential form of resilience against malicious control. The new texts of power are written in symbols of computer code. Almost all modern technology is somehow influenced by program code. That means that it's no longer sufficient for scholars and social scientists to critique the text that is on the page. We now also need to check and critique these highly performative texts that drive most of our technologies in existence. Otherwise, programming code becomes a form of text that wields unchecked power. But our abilities to critique these texts are under continuous pressure and enduringly at risk of being taken away from us. To give but one example, it used to be easy to read and write the World Wide Web. All it took was knowing a tiny few HTML tags. In 1992, you would not have had a problem to read the vast majority of code on the web, even if you were code illiterate. Learning to read and write hypertext and learning to read and write code from there was attainable for all. Modern computer engineering that drives, for instance, Facebook, has taken that away from us. Now you need an education and a job as a software engineer to read the code that drives the web. Here's what the source code of the same page looks like in Vue.js, the hottest and hippest of the web engineering frameworks at the moment. Make no mistake, software engineering companies have all the reason to make the code language of the web illegible for the general public. It is their way to colonize computer languages and the web that were intended to be technologies and a platform for information exchange for all. Reading and writing computer code should be a general literacy because software has so tremendously permeated society. But with graphical interfaces as gatekeepers and a narrow-minded utilitarian philosophy, software-based industries monopolize the power of computer programming. The way this power is exercised is largely unknowable to humanities scholars and social scientists because they are almost all code illiterate. Code literacy, the ability to read and write a digital text that shapes the future, is not some luxury. It is a bare necessity to ensure that computer code will be a wonderful new form of text for the expression of meaning and action in the hands of the general audience, and not a force of evil.